Greetings, families. Welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is just a quick update on Niger, the sports that went on, and I promise I will share with you the arena that you have seen the video when they were repairing it. Yes, the three ministers were there. It has ended yesterday or Sunday. The three winners, they have awarded them, but a lot went on. Families, listen and watch. I'll be back. Thank you so much for your
The
time.
Minister of Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Colonel Majora Dramanamoda finally closed the 45th edition of the Oslo 2024 National Sabre on Sunday, December 29, 2024. The final match was between Quadri Abdulisak and Isakaye of Dosa, Abraham of Niamey. And honored by the presence of Their Excellency Alim Ahmed La Musique, Prime Minister of Niger, General Abel Omega, Prime Minister of Mali, Rentel Bajan and Emmanuel Ouedraogo, Prime Minister of Burkina Faso, a presence that testifies to the excellence of relations between the three countries of the AES now strongly united in the Alliance of Sahel States. The arrival of the three Prime Ministers of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES Ali Mamzan of Niger, General Abdoulaye Mega of Mali and Rentel Bajan Ouedraogo of Burkina Faso, marked the start of the official closing ceremony of this 45th edition of the Coco Dosso 2024 National Sabre competition in a packed arena. With this final of the 45th edition of the National Sabre, spectators and fans got their money's worth. Indeed, the final was full of suspense as it pitted the king of the arenas Isaac Isaac Adik Kadra, Abdu from Dosso 6 times champion and Ibrahim from Niamey who was contesting a wrestling final for the first time. In the end, it was Ibrahim from Niamey who defeated Kadir Abdu to become the champion of the 45th edition. The National Sabbath. And before the final, the Minister of Youth, Sports, Arts and Culture, Colonel Major Abderrahman Amadou, praised all the league's players, whose hard work and competition had enabled them to achieve the objectives of this edition of the National Sabre competition, held under the theme of Chenkasa El Arusini. This edition has enabled all those involved in wrestling, particularly the wrestlers, to work towards promoting the values needed to win back our country. Now comes the moment we've all been dreading, that of leaving this beautiful Dosso arena that has welcomed us for 10 days as the lights go out on this 45th edition of the Coco Dosso 2024 National Sabre. The instruments of all kinds and the voices fall silent, so allow me to express my joy at speaking before you. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. All credit goes to Allah, who has enabled us to hold 10 days of reunion and intense communion. Let us pray to him again and again to cover our countries, the countries of the AES, with his infinite mercy. The ministry also added that the organization of this edition was requested by the highest authority in the country. As it draws to a close, I would like to express my gratitude to the President of the Conseil National pour la Sauvegarde de la Patrie, Head of State, Brigadier General Abdrahmane Chani, for the honor bestowed on our youth through the National Coco Sand. Indeed, 10 days, our youth is beyond the entire Nigerian population. They met and exchanged ideas with a view to promoting moral and behavioral values of life in society, notably dignity, loyalty, courage, responsibility and above all the patriotism essential to building a new Niger, inspired by the vision of the head of state. In the final, 3rd and 4th place went to Adamo, Abda and Idi Matiello from Maradi. The latter took 3rd place. The champion Abba Ibrahim, enthroned king of the arena, received from the hands of the Prime Minister, Minister of the Economy and Finance, an envelope of 12 million CFA francs, in addition to the sword and a harnessed horse, while the runner-up received an envelope of 750,000 French francs. The third and fourth entries were for 300,000 and 150,000 CFA francs respectively. A date has been set for the next 46th edition in Ottawa in 2025.
Thank you, families, for watching up to this stage. After all the activities, they went and visit a holy place, historical site. I don't know how to explain it, but you will see it. To pray for those, let's say, our ancestors. So, families, please watch that side, and also I'll be back. Thank you for your time. For me, I'm amazed the way they receive their brothers. That's how it's supposed to be. They are really VIPs. So, yes, families, I'll be back. Thank you for your time.
A great time at the 45th edition of the National Sabre Competition, which ended on Sunday with a CAD assault. At the end of the event, the wrestler Brahim B from Niamey won the sand before Kadri Abdoudi Issa, who had won the sand 6 times before the final. The Minister of Youth, Culture, Arts and Sports, Colonel Major Du Amadou, in his closing speech, thanked all those involved in making the event a success. Following the gentleman from the Culture, Arts and Sports, on December 20, 2024, the 45th edition opened right here in this arena, Salma Darani. The Coco Dosso 2024 National Sabre, in the presence of numerous guests from the interior, members of the National Council for the Safeguarding of the Homeland, the government, ambassadors, representatives of international organizations accredited in Niger and from abroad, notably the Kingdom of Morocco. Today, December 29, 2024, the solemn closing ceremony. We were also delighted by the presence of His Excellency the Prime Minister, accompanied by his 2 counterparts from Burkina Faso and Mali. I'd like to welcome the presence of His Excellency the Prime Minister, and tell him how honored we are by his presence, which is testimony to the government's strong commitment to supporting all actions that give hope to our young people. Indeed, we feel your presence, Excellency, as a source of inspiration and a mark of interest in our work. It is therefore with great pleasure that we extend a warm welcome to you. Now comes the moment we've all been dreading, the moment when we leave this beautiful Dosso arena. Who welcomed us for 10 days as the lights went out on this 45th edition of the Coco Dosso National Sabre, 2024. The instruments of all kinds and the voices fall silent, so allow me to express my joy at speaking before you. Credit goes to Allah, who has enabled us to hold 10 days of reunion and intense communion. Let us pray to him again and again to cover our countries, the countries of the AES, with his infinite mercy. 45th edition. It was the wish of our country's highest authorities. I would therefore like, as they come to an end, to express my gratitude to the President of the Conseil National pour la Sauvegarde de la Patrie, Head of State, Brigadier General Abdrahmane Chani, for the honor bestowed on our youth through the Sable National Coco. Indeed, after 10 days, our youth is beyond. The whole of Niger's population came together and exchanged ideas. Then to promote the moral and behavioral values of life in society, notably dignity, loyalty, courage, responsibility and above all the patriotism essential to building the new Niger, inspired by the vision of the head of state. This 45th edition of the Cocoa National Sabre Competition, which comes to a close today, is under the theme of Busa Nino Jankasini. We're delighted to see that the values of solidarity, cohesion, peace and love of country that form the basis of this theme have guided our behavior over the 10 days we've spent under the same roof here below. These behaviors are a source of inspiration for all the people of Niger. Thank you for showing that a new Niger. Is a better Niger possible? On leader, your performances were incredible. You competed intensely with each other, against each other. Each and every one of your performances aroused enthusiasm throughout Niger and even beyond our borders. You showed the strength, greatness and fighting spirit of Nigerian women. In the end, and according to the principle of sport, only 2 were in the running, namely Abba Ibrahim from Niamey and Kadir Abru alias Isaka from Dosso, one of whom will be crowned king of the arena. I'd like to congratulate this year's finalists and encourage the other wrestlers, because you all worked hard to win the Sans Prejudices. But fate decided otherwise. Niger's best wrestlers, gathered here for 10 days, were able to realize their widowhood because Dosso prepared the stage for their bright hope. You, the people of Dosso, can be extremely proud of what you have achieved. Thank you on behalf of all participants. Special thanks to the Governor of the Dosso region and the Regional Organizing Committee. I noted and greatly appreciated the involvement of the national community as a whole. To the success of the 45th edition of the Cocoa National Sabre, namely the defense and security forces, customary and religious leaders, artists, civil society players, school children, young people, women and professional corporations, and a special mention of thanks and recognition to the National Organizing Committee. At the Agence de Communication Imam, stage manager of the 45th edition of the Sabre National Cocoa Dosso 2024 at Radio Television du Niger. To the Office National de la Presse Écrite and the NP and private media. I would also like to express my gratitude to all the organizers and sponsors who, in a spirit of patriotism, have associated their image with this event. In keeping with the tradition and rotating nature of the National Sabre Cocoa, I invite the youth of Niger to take part. In a year's time in Torah to celebrate the 46th edition. Inshallah. Long live sport, long live youth. Long live AES, may the best win. And we'll come back to that in a moment in relation to the welcome given to Abba Ibrahim in Niamey from Gasselbo, but also at the level of Niamey's traditional wrestling queen. As long as technique allows. And on the sidelines of this National Sabre final held at Dosso 2024, the Prime Minister of Niger, Burkina, and Mali paid a courtesy call on the Sultan of Dosso of the state with me in Jusdu and Habib B. Babu. Since the Senate came to power, our country, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso have further strengthened their ties of solidarity and fraternity. This, in turn, led to the creation of the AES Confederation. As a result, any national event organized by one of these countries is now considered an AES event. Hence the trip to Niger by the premiers of Burkina Faso and Mali to join their brothers. Niger's monologue at the final of the 45th edition of the Oslo 2024 National Sabre. On the sidelines of this final, the three prime ministers, namely the Prime Minister of Niger, Minister of Economy and Finance, His Excellency Ali Lamine Zen, His Excellency Rim Talba, Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo, Prime Minister of Burkina Faso and His Excellency Major General Abdallah Maiga, Prime Minister of Mali, paid a courtesy call on the Sultan of Dosso, the Honorable Slightly Watami Dassunat Seydou after. Welcomed at the very front of the court, where they found the Tubal warrior drum, they successively visited the courtroom, the Grand Judgment Room and the Sultanate's genealogical tree, before paying their respects at the tombs of the various chiefs, recalling farewell where they pronounced a Fatiha for the repose of their arms. They then met in the Sultanate's VIP lounge, where they exchanged views on a number of topical issues relating to the socio-economic and cultural life of the Sultanate's peoples. Mortalized this visit, which took place in the presence of members of the government of Sultan Jamuko Hamad Sunna, offered gifts to his guests.
It's beautiful, it's wonderful. I just thought I'll add this to the documentary because I promise you I've done 3 videos about this beautiful arena, even though you will not see it in this video. If you comment and you want to see it, I can link the video for you to see how they renovated the place before all these activities. They were looking forward to it. Thank goodness it went successful and they have ended it peacefully by the grace of God. The winners also got to their final homes and they were welcome, which I will share with you later. Thank you so much. Credit to Sahar Info TV and RTN. Thank you, families. Have a wonderful new year. See you soon. Bye bye. Stay blessed.